To begin the process, we looked at what is a museum, a contemporary art museum, a place, an exchange of lived perspective, of lived landscape. This meeting grounds of voices is a place where people and art interact with one another, a beautiful environment. A museum is also a collection of other things. It's a collection of vibrations and resonances from the surrounding landscape. And if a museum and art can move to reach into one another and speak through one another, something else is approached potentially, where the art is surrounded by the spirit of the place, embodied by Los Angeles, California, Santa Monica specifically. To begin the process, I began with a true listening to the vibrations, the rhythms of the socio-textural landscape. By observing the very people of Santa Monica, I was intrigued by something, that the place is rich in culture, sound, rich in exchange, the Santa Monica Farmers Market. The beach is rich in color. Around Santa Monica also reflects this dynamic. Something I find very interesting then about Los Angeles is that its constituents are not just of one, but of many. The collage was a generative process, a conversation piece, a means of dialogue to understand connections between time, place, space, and history, whether it's potential energies in the landscape, eruptions, potential energies in the way in which people use Los Angeles, seeking out the media as a means to establish a form of identity on a global scale. The very process of the collage itself is one of time, slowly evolving, connections slowly being made, understandings between vibrations, resonances, simply the spirit of the place come into focus. As a means to engage in an architectural evocation, vivid imagery was necessary. Images showing cultural pockets specific to the environment in Los Angeles. Images of potential energy, trajectories moving towards a specific center. These centers can be reflected in the very people themselves. For instance, in Santa Monica, the sounds of drums can be heard. People mixing, sounds blending, and potential energy ripe in motion. An architectural conversation was immediately engaged through an observation of the social-based trajectories acting on the site. This brought about an interesting process in the sense that a very specific center was rendered, a center defined by the climactic elements of earth and water, embodying the spirit of the very beach itself, while also vividly portraying a dynamic conversation of erosion. These climactic elements of earth and water move to speak through fractures, fractures in which light spill into gallery spaces below grade, embodying the womb of the earth. The cultural reliquary is as if it's simply erupted from the ground, and the beauty of its place is held within the fracturing light.